Don't touch my booty. Just kidding. Oh, what is it? I want it!
Oh.
What was that? Okay.
Brace yourselves. Once upon a blue moon, I experience a game that is so simple, so asinine, that I can't help but fall in love with my whole butt. My fellow booty owners, may I introduce you to barebuttboxing, a goofy, physics-based brawler that almost anyone can pick up and play. First things first, there is nothing explicit about this game despite its titillating title. The butts may be bare, but these aliens don't have a whole lot going on down there, so unless you are offended by the mere parting of cartoon cheeks, you should be safe here. Next things next, this title is currently in early access, so what we are experiencing is still an incomplete version of the game. The devs have revealed that they have plans to add additional arenas, cosmetics, game modes, and more. And last things last, it's time to hold on to your butts because now you're ready to choose from one of 6 currently playable aliens and gather your best buddies. Online, of course, these butts are still a little shy in early access and aren't quite ready for the presence of others in local multiplayer. Now get your butt in there, and by there I mean into one of 3 presently playable arenas. Controls are about as simple as they come. You can jump, punch right and left, or hold down one of the punches to charge up an attack. Your only goal is to knock your opponents into the portals as many times as possible until the match ends, and of course avoid getting pushed into one yourself. Landing punches will fill your frenzy meter, and a full frenzy meter will send your opponents flying. There are power-up items scattered about the arenas that can aid you in your efforts, but there isn't a whole lot of skill or strategy required here. Merely moving your bare butt about and flailing your fists in the general direction of opponents will typically be all it takes to achieve moderate success. I know it's early, and I know this sounds insane, but I can very easily see barebuttboxing going the way of indie classics like Fall Guys. It's a silly concept with an addicting loop that requires very little skill or concentration to play. It's the kind of game you could toss on with friends, so you can still hold a conversation and keep up with gameplay at the same time. Honestly, the welcoming approachability of barebuttboxing is aspirational. It's something a lot of indies try to tackle, but end up falling flat on their butts with overly complex controls or a core concept that just isn't as fun as it should be. Sometimes simple is best. Throw in a few comically commodious cabooses and you have yourself a great game. However, I do think the game needs a little more to it. As of right now, it's feeling a bit bare bones in addition to its bare butts. Some kind of arcade or story mode may be a fun way to add a tutorial or practice aspect where you can try out various strategies and items. It might also add a little bit more value to those that enjoy playing these types of games single player. This game also desperately needs some more arenas, items, incentives to continue playing, etc. You receive points at the end of each brawl that can be spent on customizations, but there isn't a whole lot there yet, and I ran out of things to buy pretty quickly. I'm positive this is something that will be addressed as the game eventually moves towards completion, but it's worth noting to early adapters so you can keep your expectations in check. As you can already see with your naked eye, barebuttboxing is not a game that takes itself incredibly seriously, and the art illustrates this perfectly. No pun intended. Character models are goofy with grandiose glutes and lanky legs. Clearly, these space sluggers are not skimping out on squats, and their colossal keisters are sure to bring a smile to your cheeks. I did experience a few graphical hiccups here and there, or I guess in this case, a few graphical farts, where the character models would appear stretched and distorted for a few moments at a time, but they would quickly return back to normal. Honestly, I didn't mind it, and it even brought a few laughs to my online party, but I'm fairly sure it's a flaw and not a feature. Again, while I love the arenas available, the game is begging for more environments and hazards to keep gameplay fresher longer. Regardless, the soft edges, friendly faces, and appealing color palette but kept my rump happily in its seat for hours of gameplay. Music is similarly satisfying and had me, dare I say, shaking my booty. There's not a huge variety of music yet, but it feels thematically lighthearted and appropriate for the style of gameplay and graphics. There's no denying barebuttboxing is a great time with friends. With the addition of some more modes, especially local multiplayer, more arenas, and more earnable upgrades, I can see this becoming a party game I bust out on every possible occasion. I love this game with all my butt. I would say my heart, but my butt is bigger. If you need a little more silliness in your life, I strongly recommend grabbing this game, even while it's in early access. No buts about it.
Thank you so much for supporting clickbait-free independent content here on YouTube. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe to help us bring a voice to the voiceless ones in gaming. And be sure to check out patreon.com/𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐤𝐿, where we can together defeat the gaming echo chamber.